What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here with Dilly Vanillian AC. We are here for our Monday Night Football recap. New England Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins take this one 27-20 in the upset in Miami and now have beat New England 4 of the last 5 times they have played in Miami. Yeah, shocking stat, but it's actually true. Jay Cutler gets his first win against the Patriots. So does Adam Gase. The Dolphins may have won their Super Bowl, and the Patriots drop a game. So the next week's game is ever so important. Of course, it already was, but the Patriots, still have a chance at that number 1 seed next week. So it's not an overly terrible loss that took them out of the home field sweepstakes, but it's definitely a loss to be looked at, and that's what we're going to do here today. I did miss the first 5 minutes of the game, so I didn't get a general sense of how the game started off. But what I could kind of get off of it was basically the rest of the game, which was summed up by one of the worst onside kicks I've ever seen, which basically showed you the rest of the game. The Patriots played like dog crap. They got their ass beat, and the Dolphins played a very quality football game, except for at the end where they kept trying to give the Patriots opportunities to win the game. Other than that, the Dolphins probably played their best game of the season. Patriots didn't play their worst game of the season, probably their worst offensive game of the season, but definitely not a game that they want to be, looking at 1 week before they have to play probably their toughest test of the season. So, guys, what did you think of this New England and Miami game? Miami winning 27-20.
Pretty surprising. All of us here went with the Patriots, but some spoilers were bound to happen at some point. The Dolphins picked up a pretty good win for them. They're still in the back lot of trying to get in that wild card. I don't think they'll do it, but this was a nice win for them for sure. They were really good on defense. They were able to make some really good stops. The Patriots didn't even have a reception to a receiver until 10 minutes into the third quarter, so that's a pretty damning stat right there in itself. They played well on defense. Jay Cutler played another really good game. He's had a couple of those, surprise performances that shock everybody, and he played pretty damn good today. Kenyon Drake, obviously a huge contributor on offense, making some big runs, a lot of key plays for him. Just an all-around good team performance for the Dolphins. And the Patriots, I'm kind of surprised they even scored 20 points because the way that they were playing was the offense just couldn't get going. They were,
That's exactly 0-12? What I tweeted, Dylan, I'm shocked they scored 20 points. This was an offensive performance that looked like they scored maybe 7 points. This was terrible. This was Brady's by far his worst game of the season. He looked awful. The play calling first off was terrible. They threw the ball deep way too many times, and it got picked off twice. Brady's decision making was off. The receivers couldn't get open, which then forced the offensive line to be in uncomfortable situations. Everything was bad, and they really couldn't run the ball because they were losing the whole game. The only positive for the Patriots offense was maybe their running backs, and I wouldn't even say Burt. I would probably say Lewis and maybe White, and then possibly Amendola, and that's about it. Like you said, Cooks couldn't get open. Hogan couldn't get open. They really did miss Gronk in this game, which we kind of thought they would be able to pass by in this game, but obviously third down, 0 for 11 was awful. This is obviously a terrible game from the Patriots' perspective, especially offensively. I thought defensively they played terrible in the first half and maybe into the third quarter. But then once they needed those stops to get back in the game, they were getting all the stops that they needed. They got a stop every single time they needed it. The Patriots offense, which usually delivers in the comeback fashion, wasn't able to do that. And they didn't score until 4 minutes left to cut it to 7, and then it was a little too late. So, I mean, this is a bad performance, but I think there's some things to take away from this game that I think that for a Patriots fan, I wouldn't be overly panicked. I wouldn't be going out here and saying, oh, we're going to get smashed against the Steelers next week. There are a lot of things to take away, but, I did cut you off there, Dylan, so I'll let you finish your thought. I just had to intervene there with some of the flaws, because I know a lot of people come on here and Patriots don't lose very often, so they don't really get to hear me critique the team. instead of praise the team. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on that.
I was going to bring up that 0-11 third down stat, which hasn't happened in the Brady era. That hasn't happened for the Patriots since 1991. So obviously third down
it didn't even happen in the Bledsoe era. It didn't happen.
Yeah, it's a rarity. I didn't expect that to happen.
And to Dylan, to score 20 points with 0 third down conversions,
it's insane. Because I was watching this game at the house, I'm like, what is going on? Like they're not able to convert. There were 7 3-and-outs from this team, 7. So, and that's coming off a Dolphins team that I consider one of the worst 5-win teams I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree.
But they were able to get something going. Jay Cutler had his best performance. Credit to him. As much credit as we don't usually give him.
He did make a lot of plays. Like even when he was pressured, like you got to give the Dolphins credit for the plays that they made in this game. It wasn't all bad Patriots. The Dolphins made some plays. They are an NFL football team. Jay Cutler escaped the pocket, made some nice sidearm throws, and Jarvis Landry made some guys miss. Drake was freaking unreal. He looks like he's better than Ajayi. So I don't really know what else.
But I'm just saying, like, that was a lot of Drake, but the holes, that offensive line manhandled that defensive line.
Offensive line was good.
Mm-hmm. No, but to open up those
until
holes.
The end. I mean, the end was.
But I know, I'm just saying, but early when those big runs were happening, that was Drake making some moves.
But Drake made guys miss, though.
No, he definitely did. But you have to, I think, if there was a weakness, I think it's the inside linebackers of the Pats, because I think it showed if you flex out a running back now, like maybe
definitely Van Noy was not playing, and I've been saying all year how they lost Hightower. That was already a weak position for them. Losing Van Noy is huge because he's been one of the best players on their defense. Now, to the injuries of the Patriots, obviously they had Gronk suspended, but I think a lot of people don't even know that they are missing like their best offensive lineman, which is Marcus Cannon. They are missing their their top 2 best front 7 players, which really showed up in this game. Honestly, the Patriots don't have the depth in their front 7 without Hightower there to sustain more injuries in the front 7. They're not going to be able to win against great teams in that way, because Flowers is their best pass rusher. Van Noy is their best linebacker without Hightower. So without those 2 guys, it's a struggle. You don't have guys that can just win by themselves without sending a blitz or Patricia sending some stuff. And I actually thought Patricia did a good job in this game. I thought he did a great job of coaching, especially in the second half. I just like the players just weren't making the plays, and that just happens. And it was weird that it wasn't Jarvis Landry who was killing you. I mean, he scored 2 touchdowns, but it wasn't like he had like 100 yards. So
he had 8 catches for 46 yards. Like these weren't long. That's actually been the story of Landry this year. He'll have a lot of catches, but he doesn't have long yardage plays.
Yeah, it looked like Jones was struggling a bit, the third corner. That was because Parker made some, especially.
I was interested why they did that. Why that was their matchup. Like it doesn't make sense. Like Parker is not exactly their best receiver.
No,
but he's probably their 3rd best receiver, but by size and matchup, like Gilmore played on him the majority of the first game, and I kind of thought that's what they would do again, but instead they sort of switched that up.
Yeah, and because Stills had such a good game last week, they had Butler on Stills most of the game,
which was a good decision because he only got 2 passes for 18 yards. So
yeah.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be worried. Like I wouldn't be worried about it. Like my take, looking at the game, like obviously they struggle. I don't think it's Patriots got exposed by anything. The one thing I'd just be worried about and not exposed is the run game. Like you thought they were going to be able to run all over that defense.
Who?
I thought, didn't you say one of the keys was I thought they would.
Oh, New England can run the ball. I'm not concerned about that. They just
I'm just saying, but like in this game,
they just got caught in a situation where they weren't able to fully kind of go with the run. And also, I will say, without Gronk, it hurts their run game a lot because not only is Gronk the best tight end at catching the ball, but he's also the best tight end at blocking.
Yeah.
So it takes them out of a lot of those 2 tight end sets.
But I guess just like coming into the game, people no one thought we were gonna be talking about this.
No, and I would think that Cannon also being back hopefully would. And this is their 3rd string tackle. This isn't their 2nd string. This is their 3rd string tackle. And obviously that affects everything. Fleming did kind of struggle against the Bills too. So I was a little bit expected. I thought this would be a tough game. If you saw my tweet, I still thought that they would win. Don't get me wrong. But I thought that this would be a tough game. I always think games, every year the Patriots have a weird AFC East game that they lose. They lost last year to the Bills. They lost the year before to the Jets and the Dolphins. They lost to the Dolphins in that Super Bowl year in the week 1. So they've had their struggles against the AFC East in terms of they usually drop a game, and this just happened to be that game. And the Patriots, I mean, like, it just kind of fell apart this game. They just a bunch of games on the road in a row, some tough tests, and maybe you are peeking ahead to Steelers a little bit. Maybe you come into this game like, no Gronk, no problem. We walk in here and we'll win. You know, whatever. We have Brady, we have Belichick. It doesn't matter. I don't really know what it was, but obviously this was not the Patriots that we've seen for the last 8 weeks. So.
And I'll just say, with the one other thing is, it looked like Howard had a day against Cooks. Like, I think
he did. He did get away with a lot of holding, though. Like, he did, but he did have a really good game.
I love that's the first thing you say. Like, it's
he did though. Like, if you watch that closely, I don't know how they didn't call holding on the first interception.
Oh, what are you talking about? There was no holding on that first interception. There was no holding. It was an underthrown.
The second interception was unreal. Like, I don't even know how he caught
it. But like the first one wasn't. Like, I remember watching that live. There's no holding on that play.
It looked like there was.
Xavier, I think a new thing is if you have a quick defense back, and a lot of it was press. Like, a lot of it was press coverage, man on man, which I was surprised that he couldn't get open.
Well, the thing is, I don't know, man. Cooks didn't get open. I don't know what to say.
I don't know if this.
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
That's not holding on the first interception at all.
I think that's a good defensive play.
But I'm just saying that if I would be worried about something, I would just say that would be something I would look at if I was another team. If you want to think about how to, and
the thing is, not a lot of teams have those players. I mean, the Jags.
It's Xavier Howard who has been okay.
Xavier Howard is better than any corner on the Steelers.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that, but I'm just
saying.
I mean,
the only two teams that can actually do that in the AFC are Casey Hayward and Bouye and Ramsey. That's it. Nobody else has a corner that's that good.
But I'm just saying, like, if that's why now we're talking, because I heard this on another show. Like, now we're talking Jaguars versus Patriots in the playoffs. Now that matchup makes a little more sense.
Which I always said would be probably one of the toughest matchups.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not saying you didn't say that. I'm just bringing that up.
Yeah, because I think I've always said, and Dylan can back me up on this, the Patriots struggle with defenses that can rush you with your front four and play man press. And there's not a lot of teams in the NFL that can do that, like at any point in time, at any year. And the Jaguars happen to be one of those.
But no one
the Chargers can do that somewhat.
But no one thought coming in this game the Dolphins would be able to do that as well.
This was just a bad game for the Patriots. This was just a bad game.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't get how the guys didn't get open and stuff like that. We'd have to look more at coaching film, but I feel like what was going on, why receivers couldn't get open.
Because the Dolphins played their ass off. They played a really good game, and the Patriots played like shit. It's as simple as that. And I thought the play calling sucked, too. I thought McDaniels had.
Is there some tension between Brady and McDaniels? Because the last 2 weeks they have not.
No, there isn't. They've had that all the time. They have that all the time.
No, but I'm
Brady
saying the last 2 weeks
way.
they have not had the. They have not had the same flow the last 2 weeks.
I just don't like. This was the same problem with the offense when they struggled at the beginning of the year.
I think communication is shit. That's what I'm thinking.
No, is the Patriots. For some reason, they decide to throw the ball deep like way too much. I don't understand.
It was the same thing that Russell Wilson did yesterday, and it cost both of them.
Like, I don't get it. Like, the Patriots, yes, it's nice to throw the ball deep if it's there, but the Patriots have always been known for throwing the ball short and making plays after the catch. Like, I don't understand this. This is what happened in that third, fourth quarter with the Patriots against the Chiefs. They just decided to chuck the ball every play. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, one of them was to Cooks, and that's who they decided early on in the year that was what we're going to use him for. Is
and
deep
Hogan,
threats.
I don't know. Hogan was off. He's clearly rusty, or maybe still hurt. I don't know. It was nice to see him get out there this game, though, so he can get kind of through that. But again, I've never said that. I've never ever been a guy that said that Hogan can necessarily beat man consistently. He's kind of a system receiver. He has nice speed. He can catch. I mean, he's not great. He's okay. You would expect Cooks to win that matchup against Howard. But I think Howard is one of these guys that maybe he is just one of the perfect matchups for Cooks because of his speed, because of his length. There's not a lot of guys like that.
He did pretty damn good today. I'm going to give him credit for what he was doing there. He held Cooks to one catch. I mean, it was a long catch, but...
Yeah, and it was pretty in garbage time, basically.
It wasn't.
It was that one. It was that one.
Never garbage time with the Patriots.
2 minutes and 30 seconds, down 10, one timeout. That's garbage time.
No, it's not.
That's they had a 5% chance to win that game at that point in time.
Okay, I've seen it before.
What's the chance of an onside kick? What are the chances of an onside kick?
40%.
I think that's high. That's really high.
Maybe 20, 20. Maybe.
I've seen it before. That's all I'm saying. I've seen it before.
Yeah, everyone's seen it, but how many times have you seen it fail? I'm just saying, if we looked at probability with them in that was garbage time. They probably had a 5% chance to win that game at that point in time before that throw.
Between
I will also say this, though. Without Gronk, with Gronk on the field, teams can't play you like that. That's the thing.
But you won a Super Bowl without him.
Because we had Edelman.
I guess you're right, yeah. True.
Because Edelman, like Welker, could beat anyone any day at that spot in man. And same for Gronk, you need at least one of those guys on the field. I've said since the beginning of the year, if we run into a good defense like that, we're not scoring points because nobody can freaking get by anybody except for the running backs, which I was actually surprised they didn't use them a little bit more.
Of the 66 onside kicks in the 2015 regular season, 9 were successful, so that's a 13.64 success rate. That's mostly the average, but I'll put that out there. This is an off game. I think there was obviously some struggles and some injuries. I don't know how long.
Maybe I've seen it more because typically the Patriots are one of the better special teams, and when they need it, they get it almost. Probably, I would say, okay, maybe not 40, but I would say 30% of the time.
Belichick is a great special teams coach. He knows what he's doing with that. It's not something I would bet on more than other times. But this is a game that I think the Patriots just kind of – I don't know if I would consider this a trap game because of the injuries that are there. But hopefully next week some people are there. Hopefully – obviously you're getting Gronk back, so that's a huge thing. But we'll kind of have to we'll see. There's a lot of preview to come.
It seems like honestly that they held a lot of guys out this week that could have played. I honestly feel like they probably held out a couple of guys that could have played but didn't. Because it's a Monday, it's a short week. You have the biggest game of the year on Sunday.
But I still think, I know if you win that game, you would hold the tiebreaker. But what does that say now when you play Buffalo or the Jets that this doesn't happen again?
Because the chances of that happening is very slim.
Well, I'm just saying it just happened to a team when you're supposed to beat them. It just happened. I'm just saying now this game would have been a lot easier for them if you want home field advantage, which think teams look ahead to.
Both of those games are at home. And both those games are at home. That's all I have to really say. Because usually when the Patriots drop those games, it's on the road. They usually lose rather in Miami or in New York.
Yeah.
And
I think Pat should have an easy time, but if they obviously play like this, again, they're going nowhere. Obviously, that's easy to say.
That's easy to say, but yeah, this is just the question. I mean, we asked this question about the Eagles. Eagles had a bad game. Can they,
they bounce back. But
can they bounce back? They're
a different story now.
Great teams bounce back. So, we'll see. I usually I didn't expect to lose this one, but I usually expect to lose one divisional game, and this just happened to be that game. So,
and maybe it was also a bunch of coaching. Sorry, like a bunch of differences. You played this team 2 weeks ago, so they probably scouted
it 2 weeks ago. I thought Adam Gase had a good game plan. They showed a lot of different stuff. They obviously went all out for this game. Just they like Gruden was even talking about how many different things they've done in this game that they never did all year. So it's only one game, like Stevie G says. I don't really know what else to say. I kind of critique the team. Obviously, the run defense hasn't been great, and it wasn't great in this game. But usually teams don't beat the Patriots running the ball. I mean, it usually isn't enough, to be honest. You have to pass the ball against the Patriots typically. But when the Patriots offense plays like this, you can get away with it.
I mean, this shit was crazy. I mean, they didn't even have a reception to a receiver till 10 minutes in the third quarter. Like, that's how weird this game turned out to be. I don't know. I mean, I think Gronk being healthy or being back next week is going to be a big thing for the Steelers. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop them, honestly.
And the thing about the Steelers is, if we're looking ahead, I mean, I guess not ahead because it's this week. But if we're looking at the Steelers, yes, they won these last few weeks, but they've shown their flaws as well. So, like, giving up 38 points to Joe Flacco is not exactly the best feat ever.
I know, but that's the only thing I've been saying about Pittsburgh, though, is they find ways to win games when you don't think they can. They've come back. They've won every type of way, which I think that's what a lot of teams sleep on with Pittsburgh that I disagree with, is just that they find ways to win regardless of if they're down 15 against the Colts or they're down this. Like, they're finding ways to come back and win games. And it's
sometimes you'd rather be lucky than be good. So.
Exactly. Like, they just have found ways to beat teams that they should beat, and in fashions of a comeback and getting plays when they need to. And Baltimore's defense is good. So, looking forward, like, I don't think are we going to go through all the stats this week, or is that's pretty
for the Patriots?
Because we've pretty much recapped the game by now.
Yeah. I'll just go through some of the key ones here. So for the quarterbacks, Brady was 24 for 43, 233, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Not a good game for him. Jay Cutler, 25 for 38, 263, 3 touchdowns. Great game for him. Drake, 25 for 114 on the ground. So it actually wasn't that bad. 4.6 yards per carry. That's not good, but he had a long of 31, which was that amazing run where he evaded a tackle from Pat Chung. Drake also had 79 yards through the air, which is where he did a ton of damage. Landry, 8 catches, 46 yards, 2 touchdowns. And besides that, Grant had 2 catches for 42 and a touchdown, and really no one else did anything. New England, Amendola, 6 for 76. They only ran the ball 10 times, which is an issue. Lewis, 5 for 50. It was nice to see him get more involved in the passing game. That was nice. Burkhead, 5 for 45. Cooks, 1 for 38. And James White had a touchdown. Defensively, sacks for McCourty and Butler. And Miami, I know Sue had a really good game. He was disruptive for sure. He had a sack and 2 tackles, and Phillips had a sack, and we talked about Howard. Other than that, all around, defense played well for the Dolphins. Coaching was good. Offense was good. Dolphins played a good game. So that's the stats. Anything else to talk about, or should we get to the comments?
Well, I'll just quickly say that I do think against the Pats, too, you have to tackle well, which we've seen that some of these guys are pretty shifty to get away. And I thought Miami did pretty good job of not letting Patriots get yaks. I know there was a good move by Lewis, but other than that, they were pretty spot on even on completions.
I mean, Jay Cutler played his best game. Honestly, I was very surprised at the outcome that he played, but there was a couple of plays that reminded me of like the first year in Denver. He almost got sacked on a third down conversion.
Jay Cutler has talent. I've always said Jay Cutler has talent. He just
very dumb decisions.
There's something about Jay Cutler that just like people just don't like him. He's
not that good of a quarterback. He makes dumb decisions.
He makes dumb decisions, but also when he's on a good team, he's proven to put out results.
So where would you rank him in the QB rankings?
Probably like 25.
So that's about one of the worst in the starting quarterback range.
Yeah, but he's had good games this year.
He's a guy I think his whole career, he's a guy that has unbelievable talent, but I don't think has worked as hard as.
That's what I said. He has unbelievable talent.
Yeah.
He's lazy. He's not a good leader.
It's terrible.
He is skeptical relationships.
But he's good with the one thing that I will give him credit is he's really good.
He has a great arm. He can move.
He's good with Adam Gase.
And he has the weirdest, so he pretty much just throws with his arm and that's it. Like he doesn't move his body.
He made a couple amazing sidearm Jay Cutler throws today.
But I think the thing that helps him here is that he's really good with Adam Gase. I don't know what Adam figures out with the system, but he knows how to work Cutler to the most of his ability. Like as much as he possibly could.
And like the Dolphins, a big thing against Patriots, they didn't turn the ball over once. They rarely even made a mistake, to be honest with you. So
one glaring mistake I saw was the third down run where he could have thrown it, or he could have ran the ball for the first down, but he threw it with like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
That was a small mistake though. Like,
well, it could have been costly. The Patriots,
like you're gonna have a mental error in a game, like that's just because it's a human being playing the game.
No, but he could have screwed this team on that, because then if the Patriots go down in the score, it's
exactly. That's where the Patriots fucked up. They had many chances to come back in this game. The offense.
That's what I'm saying.
Couldn't bring them back.
And the defense was due to give up 30 points or whatever. They were going on a pretty crazy pace there, and you would think it would keep going, especially against the Dolphins, but they just came to play and kind of changed things.
And they've had a lot of road games, which I think might have worn on them a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't come to show its head on Sunday. Let's get to the comments, Dilly.
All right, comments. Rob with the dilly. Of course, there's some.
You know what's surprising is we have a lot of viewers right now because the Patriots lost. I'm just putting that out there. Go ahead, comments.
We usually get a lot of. This is about normal, a little more than average. Rob said, "I bet the Dolphins enjoyed playing spoiler tonight." Of course.
This was a big win for them, and a big win for Cutler, a big win for their organization, big win for their coach. I think it's a big win just for the future of the Dolphins.
And plus, they're getting Tannehill back next season, which I know they'll like. So good stuff for them.
Is Cutler just going to retire again? I think he might actually get another job somewhere.
Yeah, I think he will too.
He probably will. I don't know where he would. Jets?
Turn to the Broncos?
Jesus. Do you think about the Jets? Because Josh McCown's not. I don't think he's out. Or I think he's gone.
I think McCown is staying.
No, the Jets, after going Fitzpatrick and now McCown, the Jets need to just pick a franchise guy and go with him. I'm like tired of this.
But is there a QB in this draft you would really want to consider?
No, they said they want McCown back.
Yeah, no, like that's fine, but I don't think
McCown's played well.
He's played well, but like since that Tampa Bay game,
they've not very good. They play with a lot of effort.
No, but I'm saying, but since that Tampa Bay game, they lost to Tampa Bay. They've been downhill, very downhill.
Would you But there's not really a quarterback in this draft I want to put as my franchise QB.
They beat the Chiefs like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but then they lost. They got killed. They lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, he also got hurt
to the Bucks. I know, but the game was out of reach before he even got hurt.
It was 10-0.
AC, who would you go for? Who would you go for a QB though? Who would be the Jets QB option?
Josh McCown.
I don't know. I think I go for like a flyer and get Mayfield in like the second, third round.
He's gonna start for you though.
No, he's not gonna start for you, but yeah, you can. I guess keep McCown but I'd still take that guy. And if McCown like starts faltering a couple weeks in, I go to Mayfield. I think Mayfield's just gonna be a baller.
I don't know what to predict. I saw the fast wide guy.
He's been an underrated guy his whole career. And he's
shown the talent. He's shown the talent, but I've always been skeptical of this. If he's going to make the same kind of steps in the NFL, that's just I'm very cautious when looking at Mayfield, because I supported a man like that before. It didn't really work out so well.
Yeah, but he has a better arm than Johnny Manziel, right? He's not a run. He's not really he's not like a runner like Manziel was.
Yeah, he has some running ability, but he's definitely He definitely has a better arm than Manziel. I'll say that. No, he doesn't. Not in college. I will always support that. Not in college. NHL says Beach Kev brought Miami to a Dolphins victory.
I'm surprised that he even knows about Beach Kev.
Well, who's running the YouTube account?
Yeah, it might be Trent.
If it's Trent, he definitely knows. If it's John, I'm surprise himself.
No, it's definitely Trent.
Tyler says my brother picked the Dolphins. Everybody laughed at him. Now he laughs at us. Training Solution says pray for Carson. Yes. Rob asked the question: is there a rift between?
Can I say this? I got to say this on the live reactions, Dylan, but I want to hear what AC thinks.
No, I explained myself. I pretty solid. I had a good little rant yesterday.
No. I want to see what you think about my thoughts.
Oh yeah, what are yours?
Okay. So first off, it sucks that Carson Wentz got hurt. Obviously, they had a chance to go to the Super Bowl and win.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I had a feeling Carson Wentz was going to get hurt all year because of the way that he plays.
For sure.
Do you think that it is the style at which Carson Wentz plays that is the reason why he got hurt?
No, because his injury was an ACL. It was on the plant. It had nothing to do with contact. These injuries happen to like very healthy people. It happened to, it happens.
Well, it happens to healthy people, but
I'm just saying, but it happened on the plant. It had nothing to do with.
So you don't think Carson Wentz puts himself in dangerous situations for him to get hurt?
I think he's big enough to get hurt, but like, say if it was a concussion or a broken neck, yeah, I'd say that. But if it was something on his plant foot.
Okay. I just feel like it was maybe trending that way, the way that Carson has been playing all year.
Yeah, but like Gronk did the same thing just by running. The same thing happened. Who was the ACL this year? Who was just running?
It's
Edelman, right? Like
usually it's on turf. I just want to point that out. Turf, a lot of ACLs.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that. Yeah, I'd have to see the math on that because
that's just a totally different observation, but. Turf, because your feet
has to be physical, but that's what he does, and he was doing it without getting injured. He's a big enough guy. He's a strong, healthy guy, and the ACL was something that just happened. It was on your plant. It could happen to anyone. It could happen to you or I just walking down the street, or running or working out. Right?
I was just asking.
Yeah, it happens. I know a lot of people like to trend like that.
Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted you.
No, it's fine. I wasn't saying anything.
What I was saying is that I understand where you're coming from, Mitch, but at the same time, it's like I don't know if you can calculate. I mean, any mobile.
No, but I mean, like certain guys put themselves. Cam Newton puts himself in situations for him to get hurt.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
He does get hurt though.
But
he's had like 100 back surgeries.
Okay, back surgery. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But like, Wentz's injury was
this time.
Yeah, I know this time, but like, what do you mean this time? He's been playing this for 2 years, and his biggest thing is something that happened on his plant foot, and he's been, you know what I mean? Obviously, he can maybe be a.
I'm also surprised that does the same things as Carson Wentz that hasn't been hurt yet. Kirk Cousins, that guy, I'm shocked he hasn't been hurt.
For sure, but I
don't want him to get hurt. I hope he doesn't get hurt. I'm just saying.
Next week we have Kirk Cousins.
That's the way these guys play.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to.
Football's a physical sport. It's gonna these kind of things are gonna happen.
It was unlucky.
That's just my observation.
The IR thing is ridiculous this year. I mean, you could put so many guys in each position.
But he'll be back. It's only his second year, right? Like he'll be back.
And ACL in the last 10 years has been a lot easier to come back.
ACL is not even close to the worst injury to have. It used to be, but it's not anymore.
Well, Andrews.
Everybody has it. That it's so common that it.
Yeah, but moving forward, I've been a big believer of this defense all year. I think they prove themselves somewhat against the Rams.
Obviously, do you think it's going to be another issue? Do you think that they would lose to the Rams in the second matchup?
In Philadelphia in January, that's what I'm hoping with the Eagles, because if we do get home and we own the tiebreakers on every single person now, so we can actually get by going 1-2. I think it's bad for the team if we go 1-2 in the next 3 games, but 2-1 pretty much locks up first seed. No matter what.
Go 2-1.
So 2-1 locks up seed. So now we have the first round bye. We're playing in January in Philadelphia. You have New Orleans, indoor team. You have the Rams, West Coast.
I do think New Orleans would be the toughest guys for you, though.
But very, very cold out. No, I think it could be tough.
The way that they've played, though, with their
for sure. But I'm just saying, if any of those teams come in, especially off a big win or something, we're going to be the underdogs because it's, you know what I mean? We're still going to be the underdogs. Like
I know that you're faithful and everything, and you should be faithful. I'm just gonna say I don't think the Eagles are going to make the Super Bowl.
I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl, but I think winning one game would prove a lot for this team and for moving forward without Carson to win at least one playoff game. Because
I think there are a lot of teams that could beat you guys.
Oh, 100%. We just lost we just lost what people say is the MVP of the league. But I do think if the defense steps up, like making big plays, like in the Rams,
about your offense. I'm not worried about the defense.
I know, but I think the defense, everyone in a situation like this, everyone has to play better.
You need to play, like, for you guys to win, honestly, you guys need to play a team. You guys would have a better chance of beating the Vikings than beating the Panthers, the Falcons, the Saints, or the Rams.
Yeah,
I disagree.
We'll see.
You guys would probably the best team you would want to play is the Seahawks. Again,
that's what I would agree with.
Yeah,
I wouldn't agree with
that. I couldn't. I don't want to jump ahead.
I'm not saying that you'd lose to all those teams. I'm just saying you have a better chance of beating.
Yeah, and that's the thing is now with
which is a weird thing to say.
No, but with Carson Wentz out, now you're looking at you're looking at the top quarterbacks to go through the NFC now, in my opinion.
AC, who's the next 3 opponents for the Eagles?
No, we go Giants, Raiders, Cowboys.
Okay,
but I'm just saying we can. I think. And Foles, last time he played the Raiders.
I am just saying, Aaron Rodgers, if he beats the Carolina Panthers, if he wins every game,
yeah, I'm rooting for it. They were my Super Bowl pick.
The Green Bay Packers will make the Super Bowl if they make the playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm saying that right now.
I'm still going to disagree with that sentiment, but that's my opinion.
They'll get to this.
This is what they have to do, though. They have to beat the Panthers,
the
Vikings,
and the
Lions.
Yeah,
to make the playoffs. If they beat all 3 of those teams, they're making the Super Bowl.
And
I don't think they could beat 2 of them.
No, but
that's all they need because they would beat the Panthers already.
No, I'm saying I don't think they can beat the Panthers. That's what I'm.
No, if they don't beat the Panthers, then they're out. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying that if they beat all those teams, they're going to make the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm not looking at hypotheticals if I don't think they'll win on Sunday. That's just what I'm putting out there.
A hypothetical is a hypothetical, Dylan.
I'm just saying, I'm not going to say that they're going to.
It's all about hypotheticals.
Oh,
yes.
I don't think
the Dolphins have 100 teams.
What happens if Wentz is actually healthy and he comes back? Are they favorites?
Then I don't know.
Maybe if he was misdiagnosed, man?
What if they give an
I changed my opinion. What if Sherman and Chancellor and everybody else comes?
No joke.
They would still lose.
I'm definitely in Foles we trust mode for sure, though.
I know you are.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's perfectly
okay.
No,
because it's we're in a spot where it's like there's really nothing to lose. Today was
now there is.
No,
I mean I disagreed with you before. I think that you guys were the favorites, but
yesterday and today was like morning, and now it's like we got nothing to lose. We're playing with house money. Boom. We're gonna upset some people.
Yeah. Now you're like Rocky.
Exactly. Now we're actually like Rocky. Back to the underdog role.
Okay, let's
get just one thing on that. Jeff Hostetler for the New York Giants.
Here we go with this
shit. 1990, week 15.
You know that's happened like once. Right?
Sims goes down. Week 15, Sims goes down. He wins the last 2 games, and then he wins the 2
but you also
games.
mentioned that they had freaking Lawrence Taylor and like one of the greatest defenses of all time.
We got Fletcher Cox, man. We got Malcolm
Fletcher
Jenkins,
Cox is Lawrence Taylor, apparently.
Holy,
they also had Bill Belichick as their defensive coordinator.
Who's that?
Yeah, some guy. All right.
Some random.
Oh, is he the guy that makes up these weird onside kicks?
He coached the Jets for 24 hours. I mean, I don't know. That's what I heard. All right, more. He's
also the last coach to bring the Browns to the playoffs.
It's fucking sad. That's sad. You know what's still more sad is the Bills haven't made the playoffs this millennium. Okay, but continue. Rob says, I was disappointed that the Seattle players were not suspended. NFL dropped the ball today. I used the word disgusting about that. I don't know why they didn't get suspended. I thought that was stupid.
Of course, Dylan's reactions are great.
I mean, to be fair, they should have been suspended. I don't get why they wouldn't be. The NFL is so inconsistent with their rulings. It's ridiculous.
Honestly, I
Seattle
actually
deserved
heard
it.
something about the fan incident that the guy said a racial slur and all that. If that's the case, you deserve to be punched in the face, bro. I'm sorry.
Should Michael Bennett?
No,
But do you think Michael
100%.
Bennett should be
No, Michael
suspended?
Bennett should be suspended. But the
That's what
other
I'm-
guy, I'm fine with. If
Jefferson,
there is actual evidence of him saying something like ridiculously like terrible, then I'm fine with whatever.
The Jefferson
name?
situation, he's like
Jefferson.
he's a third string or whatever.
Yeah.
It's Michael Bennett supposed to be the headliner of this defense right now, and then he's
No,
going up
I
there
agreed
to-
with everything you guys had to say on that situation.
Okay, I just don't get why they're.
It's the same as the Gronk thing, pretty much.
Rob says Miami will.
Intent to injure at the end of the game.
Yeah, but
Well,
he at least apologized. Bennett hasn't said anything yet.
The Seahawks organization hasn't said anything about it either.
No, they said he was trying to swipe the ball, which he actually probably was, but it still looked bad because he went after his leg the second time when the guy was up in the air and he was on the ground. And he grabs it and starts twisting his body.
Yeah,
that would made it even look sketchier.
Miami. Rob says Miami will rebound next year if Tannehill can stay healthy. Tannehill obviously made himself look a lot better.
They have a lot of holes still. I know they played a great game today, but
well, they made himself. I mean, Tannehill made that team look pretty good up until he got injured last year. Say that.
and Moore had a good year too with them last year. I still think that they need like a couple guys getting older on defense, and I still think you need a little help in the secondary and then on offensive line, and
They need a stud.
Linebacker.
They need a stud linebacker.
yeah, on defense. And
Kevel.
Mitch,
help in the
I
secondary,
just,
on
so,
offensive line.
Mitch,
They need a
do,
I'm hearing the echo.
Stud line.
I'm hearing
Hello?
some huge echo.
I'm sorry, Mitch,
Can
do,
I
do you
talk?
need a hug? Oh,
I'm
Can I
fine.
talk?
Yes.
You need a. Okay, I just wanted
Why,
to
do
make
you
sure
need a
because
hug?
I
like, are you looking for someone to hug after your loss yesterday?
no, I was Actor was here and I was going to bring him in because he was going to talk to you about rehearsal and performances and these things happen, and stay and perform is important. Some days good, some days bad. Not Actor excellent at acting, but you know, Patriots. Sometimes that happens.
Yes, it
I just
happened.
wanted
We
to-
talked about this, Kevel.
Okay, I just
you
got
have
that.
to watch it, but you know, Patriots just got to win next week. That's all that matters. On to
That's
Pittsburgh.
it. On to Pittsburgh or Cincinnati. And
All
by the way, I just heard what you said. It's deplorable that Bennett is not getting suspended. The team should suspend Bennett, but they won't.
They shouldn't. The league has to.
The league is superiorly inconsistent.
No, the only thing they did say was Carroll today said he was trying to swipe the ball away, and that they're going to tell him not to do that anymore.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what they said.
Good for them.
Oh, good for him. Yeah, he'll not do that anymore. He'll learn.
You know what the Patriots should do? They should suspend their entire game plan and this entire game from their memories.
Well, they probably will.
Yes. All right. That's my
On to
comment.
Pittsburgh.
Okay,
On to
continue with
Pittsburgh.
these comments. We have a lot of them. We need to get to them. Come on, Dylan. You're slow as fuck.
Okay.
All right, you want to
Okay.
read the comments? I can leave if you want me to.
No, you're comment reader. Come on.
Yeah, you can read if you want. I don't get paid enough for this.
Thank you,
Tyler
Kevel, for
said,
the little run-in.
I didn't hear you, but whatever. Tyler says, Mitch, don't downplay this game. He played so well. Don't blame the refs. I don't know what you blame the refs for.
I didn't downplay the game at all. I know that comment was at the beginning, but
Dolphins win a game and their fans think they are contenders. Lol. Nobody thought.
I
they were.
actually saw someone ask the question like, "What do the Dolphins need to do to get to the playoffs?" Like, yeah, you're not making the playoffs. Bro.
You need about 5,000 things to happen.
You need a time machine.
Yeah, pretty much. When you were 4-2.
Yeah. When
Rob
the
says
NFC was the best.
Rob
Or
says I
AFC.
have McDaniels going to the Colts now. How do you feel about that, Mitch?
No, I said that would be the best. Other than the Lions, that would be the best spot. Even though if he's going to game plan like this, he shouldn't get a coaching job.
They're predicted. They're talking about Antonio Brown MVP discussion. I know me and Adam talked about this yesterday. Mitch, what do you think about
Give it
that?
to him. I don't care. I don't think receivers deserve the MVP.
Even if he breaks the NFL record for most
If
receiving
he
yards
breaks the
this season?
NFL record, sure. He won't.
Yeah,
though.
do you think they're going to put 3 guys on him next week?
No, they'll have Butler and McCourty on him.
Okay, so 2.
Dolphins play the Bills next 2 or 3 weeks. That's what they're bringing that up. Calvin says Steelers will win. Rob says Steelers game is a classic toss-up game. Yes, we might have to do a flip of the coin there. There's the question about what would the Dolphins need to do in order to make the playoffs. Okay, this is an interesting question or interesting comment. Max says Big Ben is a physically more gifted quarterback. Brady is 10 times more smarter. I don't know.
I don't agree with that.
I don't know how Big Ben is more physically gifted. I don't know about that.
He is fatter.
More gifted is an interesting term for that.
I think Brady still throws the ball way better than Ben.
The only thing I can see Ben having an advantage,
and he also has better mobility in the pocket.
Well, garbage can has more mobility than Big Ben, but
I don't get that one. Maybe the deepness, size is the only thing Ben has on him. I think
he might have the deep passing. That's the only other thing I could possibly think of. Max says Bell should eat against the Patriots. That'll be interesting.
Maybe.
If Van Noy can't go next week, I think that's a huge issue because they're going to do the same thing that the Pats do a lot, is get your running backs.
I will say this, and this is kind of like
Bell's going to get a lot of receptions. Look what he did yesterday, right? 9.
They won't have Van Noy on Bell. They won't.
Well, I'm just saying whoever they do, but that's what they're going to try to exploit.
I will say this, though. I think the biggest players are not Brady and not Gronk, not the offensive line, not the defensive line, not the corners. Their biggest players next week are their safeties. I will explain more when we get to the preview and stuff.
Okay. Apparently, John is the one controlling the NHL, which confuses me even more.
What's going on, John?
But subscribe to the channel, the sister channel. Lemon says Mayfield is not going to drop to the 3rd round. I don't think he will either. I don't think he'll be a 2nd-round pick.
I think nobody is good in this draft.
No, but we'll see. We'll see.
You mean in quarterbacks or in general?
Quarterbacks.
Because once they start testing him, I think once they start testing him, some of these guys seem to drop a lot further because they'll just start looking at numbers and they'll only get to see him throw in simulated situations. You know what I mean? Like not actual game. And I think it changes things for a lot of teams, right?
I think his combine is going to be the biggest thing.
No, but I'm just saying, but like, that's why those receivers that have great combines are the quarterbacks that go like Rosen and Darnold. Just on paper, you put them in no pads with some dummy receivers running routes. They look like they're the best quarterbacks
Darnold
ever. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
No, I know, but 100%. You put on his game film, you don't like him. But him, just in shorts or whatever, throwing against air. Yeah, it's gonna look like, wow, this guy's a franchise quarterback. Right?
Well, that's why I'm thinking they need to I'm hoping other stats show that kind of thing. I hope he has a good combine. We'll see. I think he's a 2nd-round.
I want to see L. Jackson get a shot too.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be looked at. There'll definitely be some teams.
He needs to go to the right coach.
Oh, for sure.
The right coach, then he'll be a good player. That's the one that I'm really I'm into. I feel like he has the same doubts as Watson. For whatever reason, people just don't think he'll work. But if Michael Vick worked, why can't he?
How about he would be for the Flash because Rivers doesn't have much time left. It'd be nice. I don't know how the fit works, but it would just be nice to see him with Melvin Gordon and Keenan Allen.
Ooh.
That could work because Anthony Lynn, I think, could find a way to use it.
Yeah. I think that would be interesting, especially in LA.
Yeah. Yep. Ronald Jones. That's all I'm looking for.
And then sign Josh Gordon so you can have 2 Flashes on your team.
Yeah, just stop with the shades.
You guys are haters, though, saying that nobody.
I did not.
Everybody in the league
said there was a team. I said there was a team.
I think there's still probably some issues. Like, how many times do you give this guy a chance because he screwed up 3 times or whatever?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Obviously, you always say this is different, but I remember they said it was different when he first came. You know what I mean? And then. Yeah,
but I think with the whole I bought into his documentary. How about that?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, you're trying to give off you're a team player, and all of a sudden you're wearing sunglasses on the sidelines, and then you end up losing, and you're on the Browns. That's the only thing.
I don't even mind it.
Why is he having fun? He just got there. I know it's fun. He's back in the NFL, but you're on a team that's like 0-12, and the other you end up losing that game, and you're wearing
Part
sunglasses.
of his persona. He's the Flash.
What do you think he got?
No one wants a guy that has a persona. They want a guy that shuts up and plays football.
Where do you think he
I
goes?
want a guy who has persona. Fuck it.
Well,
Gronk
I would
has
say like,
persona.
yeah, but Gronk is a guy that is just gonna dance when he gets on the sidelines. He's not gonna be putting sunglasses on.
He didn't have anything where he actually did something harmful to anybody until last week. So I mean,
Yeah, and off the field,
Josh Gordon didn't do anything harmful.
he's off
He's
the
on the
field.
weed.
no, but
Stay off the damn weed.
No, he got driving impaired.
Yeah, because he was on the weed. Because he's an
You
idiot.
shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't. That's still.
No,
illegal.
I know. I'm not saying you should, but like
Take an Uber.
it was all because of the weed.
today.
Making Uber.
That's okay.
I just took one today. Go ahead.
Although the NFL needs to change their medical marijuana thing. All right. Anyways, Kelvin says Juju will be the difference. Steelers 31, Pats 24. That's his prediction.
Cool.
John says I've heard great things about the BLV NHL channel. I don't know why I keep bringing that up.
He's plugging himself like nonstop.
Eric says
it.
Eric says Chance Foles can land Eagles to the Super Bowl and win.
I'll go a bit higher. I'll go 20.
You should be higher than me. 10%.
No, I know, but 20 still. That's like 5-1, right?
I'll go.
Is he talking
right
about going to the Super Bowl or winning?
Yeah, just going, not winning.
Okay, 15.
That's why I give it a bit higher. Because actually, I'll go 25 because I still think with Foles, they're top 4 team in the NFC still. So
I think
I'll go
I'm
25.
giving more credit to Carson Wentz than other people are.
Yeah, no, I just think, Foles too, that was an unbelievable throw on 3rd and 9.
Foles is good. He's better than Blake Bortles.
I just think if Vitae Big V doesn't hold up on that left side, there could be a problem with the offensive line.
That's true. He's probably like the 35th best quarterback in the NFL. If I'm just spitballing.
You just throw these random ass numbers
spitballing.
on you. Brian Hoyer is the 52nd.
Bitch, by the
best
way,
quarterback in
Jimmy
the league.
Garoppolo is like the 20th best quarterback in the NFL already. He's played like 3 games.
Who said that he was going to win his first career start? Fact or fiction? Next year is Brady's last year. Fiction.
I don't know.
We'll see how this year ends.
Well, considering that they released like a study or a survey with everybody, and they said Brady was going to win the most Super Bowls in the next decade by a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know why the
I
fuck
don't
they
know.
said that. I don't know who's on that track.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Detroit will not make the postseason, says Rob. I agree. Sports Theory says
Detroit is like the Ravens. They're a good bad team.
Yeah, but the thing with the Ravens have always somewhat had a good defense. Maybe not last year, but like Detroit's never.
Detroit
had
has
a good
Stafford, so it kind of cancels each other out.
Exactly.
They're good bad teams.
Sports Fury says, "What's up, guys? Just finished Monday Night Football. What a crazy game. What's up?
What up?
Sports
What's up, man?
Fury.
Looking forward to those playoff predictions still.
Yes, they will be on in a couple of weeks for those playoff predictions. We'll have like 4 videos for that. But that's the team one.
AC, are you doing individual playoff predictions?
What do you mean?
Like you're making your own video for
Are
it?
you doing your own video for your playoff predictions?
No.
No.
Am I supposed to?
Okay, so
I
then
thought we just do like group things where we're all on there talking about the game.
What we're doing is we're all doing it, like all doing one, and then we're doing it as a group. As well.
Okay. I don't know. I like when we just talk.
If you have the time, it's up to you.
Okay, we'll see.
So 3 guaranteed.
Well, I'll be in Hawaii though. Hawaii life, off-season life. I finished.
He's given up. He's already going to the Pro Bowl. He's given up on the
Yeah, exactly. Hey,
out there.
Nick Foles. You know who hasn't? You know who's won a Pro Bowl MVP? Nick Foles. You know who hasn't? Tom Brady.
Because he never fucking goes to the game.
He's just like, what the fuck?
But Foles is one. But Foles is 1 for 1. Foles only played in 1 Pro Bowl and won the MVP.
What a
Dude. So
beast.
we got
What a
an MVP.
You know who has thrown 7 touchdowns in a football game? Nick Foles. You know who hasn't? Tom Brady.
Against the Raiders too, coming up again. Man.
Oh, there it is.
8 this time.
You know how many? You know how many overtime wins Brett Hundley has? 2. You know how many Aaron Rodgers has? 1. So there you go.
Whoa.
Hundley's already better. There it is. Eric says, "Do you think the
Hundley
Dallas
isn't even an NFL quarterback? He's brutal."
Yeah, just way too much confidence though.
Eric Johnson says, "Do you think Dallas will make the playoffs?" I mean, I hope so, but there's got to be a lot of things.
I was looking at it. They have to beat the Eagles and they have to beat the Seahawks, and then they are in. They got
to win out.
They have to win out.
They
have to win out. But like those are the crucial games. Like they'll have to win.
Yeah,
of course.
The Seahawks one's bigger.
The Seahawks one's bigger, but that Eagles one will be tough though, because I think the Eagles will still be playing in that game.
Well, I saw a stat. It was like
if we win the next 2, we won't be playing in that one.
I saw a stat.
Home field's more important now than it was before.
But I'm just saying. But if we win the next 2, that puts us
at probably already have
that puts us at 13-2. We hold the tiebreaker. Even if every other team wins out, they can catch us.
The Vikings, like if the Vikings.
Yeah, we have the Vikings because we beat the Rams. We have get this. We have the strength of schedule tiebreaker against the Vikings. How crazy is that?
That's pretty insane. You know what helps?
What
sucks? If the Chargers beat the Chiefs, win every game except for maybe lose one game, they would lose to the Chiefs on conference record, so the Chiefs would get in.
That's bullshit.
But I don't think that will happen. I think the Chargers are going to win every game, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, here's the thing, though. So for Dallas to win, I saw this today. So Dallas would have to win out. Carolina would have to lose 1. Carolina. Atlanta has to lose 2. They have to lose 2 of their next 3. Detroit and Green Bay have to lose 1. And if we beat Seattle, we'll get that advantage. I think that's what it was. So I'm still saying I'm going to say 20% is my likability, like in terms of what I think will happen, but we'll see.
So 20% is what you think is going to happen.
Yes.
So like in reality, there's like a 5% chance they make the playoffs.
I don't know, bro.
Like the math has to be like at like 5%.
Yeah, no, the math. I think somebody put it together. It was like 5%. But I mean, the Falcons. You brought it up yesterday. The Falcons play division rivals.
No, and same with Carolina and the Saints, right? They're all going to beat each other up, and that gives a chance.
That gives a chance. If we beat Seattle, that'll take them off of where we have them.
And you need Seattle to lose against the Rams as well, though.
Yeah, that's true. Because then the Rams would definitely have the better.
And the Rams have the tiebreaker over you.
And the Packers have to lose 1.
Because if Seattle beats the Rams, Seattle now could win the division, and Rams are going to be the wild card team, and you don't have the tiebreaker against the Rams. But you could have the tiebreaker against Seattle.
So go Rams! That's who I'm supporting for.
Hey, the Rams look good, even against the Eagles. Like the Rams look good. There was like, if that fumble doesn't happen, I
think the Rams would beat the Eagles in a rematch.
We'll see. It's tough to beat a team. I don't know.
With everybody healthy or without Wentz? That's the question.
Without Wentz. Wentz is not playing, guys.
I know, but I'm saying, like, you're saying a rematch.
I'm just saying that the X factor would be Goff in the cold weather because he's never played in cold weather in his life.
Oh, well. I forgot where he
played
in cold weather.
You know what I mean? Like, he went to Cal.
He went to Cal, yeah.
He played in the Pac-10. Like, the coldest weather was maybe against Washington.
Oh, Oregon, I guess, but
yeah,
Washington would probably be the 2.
Okay,
you know what I mean.
Speed round, let's go, Dilly.
We got time. Chill out. RVDCW says Green Bay is not going anywhere. They're too dependent on Aaron Rodgers, and they need to give him a strong running game like the Saints have with Drew Brees. Jamal Williams has been pretty decent the last couple of weeks. I don't know if he's a long-term solution, but he's doing something. Fact or fiction? Eli Manning to the Broncos. I'm saying fiction.
I could see them doing that just because it worked out last time they got a Manning.
John Elway finds a way to just get old players and use them, old quarterbacks. Tyler says
Packers
Kevin. They're not. No, they're not even winning next week.
I actually do like. I think just as a especially with obviously my team's getting to the playoffs, which is great, first time in a long time. Just being a football fan. The league is better with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like it's fun. It's more fun to watch. Like you want those elite guys. You want Aaron Rodgers and the Packers in the playoffs just for entertainment value.
Yes, but for personally.
Although if the Packers play the Falcons, they're going to lose 100%.
Like both of us never.
Even though it's almost impossible.
I've been hearing a lot of people saying that people should watch out for the Falcons.
Sorry, what?
Like I've been hearing from a lot of people should watch out for the Falcons moving forward. If they can sneak into the playoffs,
I think you know what? I think
they can hit their stride in the right time. I like Panthers. I said 4 weeks ago that I thought they were going to win the division. I think they won a good game.
I think though, personally, I think the favorite is the Saints.
If everybody's healthy, yes.
If everybody's healthy, assuming health without Wentz, I think the Saints are. I still think the Vikings, even though they look like the best team, they just there is some intangible to them that like I just don't know. You know what I mean?
Defense looks suspect this week. Obviously, let's see next week. And then
they played suspect.
It looked like it finally too, but they had some injuries on that offensive line, and Keenum getting rushed looked like a backup quarterback.
The thing about the NFC is like any of their 6 teams who could make it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You could make a legitimate argument.
All right, next comment. Training Solution says BLB lists the QBs you think will go in the first round. Rosen.
You guys can go ahead. I don't even know all of them, so.
Rosen and Darnold, but like I don't think they're very good.
Rosen's okay. Darnold is fucking trash. I'll continue to say that. Because my boy Ronald Jones
said he was good, like
when?
Not long ago.
When?
Until that one game where he sucked. You're like, oh, this guy's the best.
I never said that. You want to find the tape? Because I never said that.
You did say he was good.
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I said he was
whatever.
Well, people were thinking he was a Heisman candidate, and I never thought he was good. I watched USC because of their running back because he came from here.
Isn't Foles from outside of Dallas?
Sorry, who?
Isn't Nick Foles from outside of Dallas?
You're obsessed with Nick Foles.
Yeah, Nick Foles is he grew up.
He's bringing me back to the 2013 days where that year was so awesome. No, we weren't even good. It was just like we played well because this team is way better than that team. But like when he went 20, it was like Nick Foles. It was like Vic got injured and then Nick Foles, the backup. I've seen so many Eagles backup stories that actually have worked out. McNabb got injured and no, but we've made some good runs with a backup quarterback. So it's like the odds are against us, but we still.
I do still remember that game in the 2007 season where what was his fucking
Garcia?
Name? No, not Garcia.
Or
AJ Feely almost beat the Patriots.
That was way back. No, that wasn't 07. That was like
07. I 100% agree. I 100% remember. It was the 16-0 season, and that was one of the games that they almost lost. But Asante Samuel got a pick 6. That's why we won the game.
Yeah, like
you have to look it up. Look it up. 2007 Patriots Eagles.
Did you even watch?
It was like
this is his second resurgence because in 2002 he came in.
The Eagles sucked.
He was the third string.
Sucked.
No, I know, but I'm just saying in 2001 or 2002, McNabb got injured, and we had this guy Coy Detmer come in first, and he got in the exact same a Monday night game, and then AJ Feely came in and played well and got himself a job in Miami, I think, because of how well he played, and then nothing happened good for him, and then he came back to the Eagles, and then I think Garcia took over after that as well.
Jeffy Garcia.
That's
old school.
Old school, man. Yeah, but we've always had these crazy backup stories that they've been able to win games, but like the team wasn't good around them. I think this team's good enough, and Foles is the most capable out of all those guys. Because if not, it's Sudfeld or whatever we have. Just a new backup.
Yes.
But Sudfeld has to be
Nick.
Is he better than Sudfeld better than Bortles?
No.
Or is Sudfeld like 80th?
He is like 80th. Bortles is
so he's only 10 spots above.
Yes.
Okay.
No, Bortles in my rankings he's like 55th.
I'd have to actually rank them, but he's pretty low. Like
he's pretty bad.
I mean, I named him.
He had a good game against Seahawks.
Yeah.
But like for some reason, like Seahawks were letting him just duck the ball over their head. Like it was terrible. Ask Dylan. Like these passes were awful.
One of
I
those.
don't know how they were completed.
That touchdown pass to Westbrook was one of the worst throws I've seen from a QB, and he still made it.
I don't get it.
Click the subscribe button, peeps, says Rob. Yes, click that subscribe button. We're trying to go for 4,000 by the end of the year. Let's do it. Fact or fiction, Broncos will go 12-4 next year. Fault, fiction.
Fiction. They're going downhill more than anything.
They're really not going to do anything. No, Broncos.
Yeah, they're going to be a team that they're going to be real bad.
Not going to work. Let's see. Somebody says Jay Cutler's elite.
I do think that the AFC West could have 3 playoff teams next year, though.
Yeah, like they always do normally.
I do think that the Raiders could be back a little bit. It's tough. I think Jack Del Rio got paid too fast.
Well, and the one thing,
and I think that with Mahomes, I think it's going to be good, and I think and Andy Reid will figure that out. And then I think the Chargers will be good.
People are comparing obviously this situation to the Raiders last year. The one thing we have is it's not going to be our third string because McGloin got injured and then Connor Cook. And I think our defense is better.
You actually have a defense. Yeah, I agree.
Plus we have 3 weeks to figure it out.
I think Derek Carr carried the team more last year than even Wentz did this year for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had no defense whatsoever.
I don't know what the hell is going on with the Raiders. That's a totally different discussion. So,
in last comment from Rob says Jack Del Rio will be on the hot seat next season.
Jack Del Rio is a huge reason why the Raiders are where they are at right now.
No, he'll coach one more year and then they'll fire him. And when they go to Vegas, they'll have a new coach for the Vegas year.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. And that's it. That's comments.
Well,
imagine if it was Jason Garrett, the clapper.
Fucking get rid of him. I don't care. I don't even care we've won the last 2 games. That's the only reason he still has a job.
All right.
Belichick, man.
Belichick.
Yeah, start the new realm.
All right. Now, Belichick should go back to the Browns and save them. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us here on the recap. I do want to bring up a final statistic, as I always do once the Patriots lose. Every season, except for last year, when the Patriots have won the Super Bowl, they have lost to Miami in Miami. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me.
So it doesn't even matter.
And Dilly Vanilli. It doesn't even matter. On to Pittsburgh. If you're a Patriots fan, lighten up. It will get better. Playoffs is all that matters, once again. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Pray for Carson. Go Nick Foles. Jason Garrett should be fired. And on to Pittsburgh.
I already agreed with that, so.